Welcome. Middle School Math Made Easy, Simple Visual Math. So in today's video, this is part 3 of writing coordinates. We are going to continue practicing writing coordinates, or think of it as the address, writing down the x and y value of a point in the graph. And today we're going to focus on a specific type of points. These points that we're going to go over today are the points that are located on the x and y axis. These confuse students a lot, so this is a very important skill. This is a very important skill and a very important video to pay attention to. So let's start with this point, this green point. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to quote-unquote highlight or write over the x-axis right here with my red pen. So this is my x-axis, so you can see exactly where it is. And this is a strategy you should use if you're not sure where the x-axis is, if you don't have a different color to do it, even maybe holding your hand there or highlighting it over with a pencil and making it shaded in, so you know where your x-axis is. So for this point, we're going to need to know where the x-axis is, and the y-axis we know is right here. We're on the y-axis. So today's points, we're going to go over a point on the y-axis, how to write the coordinate, and a point on the x-axis. So before I go over the strategy and the visuals we are going to use to help us find the coordinates for this green point on the y-axis, I just want to point out, if you want to see worksheets with a lot of visuals and supports, step-by-step guides, please check out the middle school topics, that the math worksheets, the links, clicking the links below, Amazon Teachers Pay Teachers, follow me on Pinterest, and make sure you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell for more videos like this. So what we are going to do is, just like we did in the previous videos when we were looking for the coordinates of points in this quadrant, or this one, or this one, or this one, we're going to make a line down to the axis. So first, let's remember, when we write our coordinates, we write the x value first. So first we will make a line down to see where this point hits the x-axis. What number do we put here? And what we're going to do is we're going to make a line from our point to hit the x-axis, and every time we do that, it's going to be a different direction that we're going. It's not always going to be the same direction. Here, I see if I go this direction, I will not hit the red x-axis. If I go this direction or up, it will not hit the red x-axis. So I need to go down in order to hit it, and I hit it right here. I don't see a number here, so this is where you need to figure out what number goes here. Well, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is -1, -2. So what comes over here? This is the 0. This is the origin. This is where the x and the y meet, is the 0. So this is 0. Anytime you have a point on the x or y axis, one of them is going to be 0. The other one is just going to be the number that's there. So where does this hit the y axis? Because we need to write the y coordinate, the y value now. Well, it's right here on the y axis. I don't need to make an arrow like we did in previous videos. It's right here. What number is here? Oh, this is number 4. So the y value is 4. Okay, let's do another example. And this time we will do also another point on the y axis, but we're going to do that down here. For some reason, when it's with the negative, some students get confused, but it's the same exact procedure and steps. So I'm going to highlight the x-axis in red. And remember, anytime there are numbers missing, you can always fill them out by seeing the pattern that is going on here. So what I'm going to do is, here we have to start with our x value. So I'm going to write x here to remind me to put the x here, and the y here to remind me to put the y here. Now, I'm going to make an arrow, and here we are not going to go in the same direction we did before. Notice if I go down, I will not hit the red x-axis. If I go this direction or this direction, I will not hit it. I must go from my point to hit the x-axis, and I see if I go up. Now, what number is this? This is the 0. This is where the x and y axis meet at 0. This is 1 and -1. 0 is in between 1 and -1, so my x is 0. And then my y, I don't have to make an arrow from the point to my y-axis because it is on the y-axis. So I just look at the number here, and the number here is -2. So this is 0, -2. And I'm going to write it over here so you can see it very clearly because it's a little sloppy there. So this is the point 0, -2. Whenever you have a point on the x-axis or on the y-axis, this is on the y-axis, this red point, then one of them has to be 0. So hopefully you'll understand the pattern. And now let's look at a point. Let's look at a point that is on the x-axis. So let's choose this point right here. So again, we're going to use the same strategy. We're going to, we're going to start with the x, and we have to see where does our point hit the x-axis. Well, I don't need to draw an arrow from this point to the x-axis because it already is on the x-axis. It's hitting it right here at 5. So my x is 5. Remember, x comes first, and then my y. And now, what I'm going to do is, and this is a little sloppy, let me fix this. So now what I'm going to do is, after I find out that my x value is 5, because it's right there sitting, hitting the x at 5, now I need to find my y value, my y coordinate, and I'm going to make an arrow from my point to the y-axis. Now, remember, you're not always going to go in the same direction. You have to figure it out by trying. So let's go this way. We will not hit the blue y-axis. This is my y-axis here. If I go up, I will not hit it. If I go down, oh, I need to go this direction to hit the y-axis. And I hit it right here. And I don't see a number here. Well, this number where the y and the x meet, that the number that comes before 1 and in between 1 and -1 is 0. So maybe you shouldn't, if you're not sure that 0 is here, always start and put the 0 here at the beginning. So this is 0. And we also know it had to be 0 because remember, if there's a point on the x or y axis, one of the numbers has to be 0. Okay, now let's do one more example. This time we'll do an example from over here, from the negatives. I'll do it right here. Nope, let's do this one. Okay, so we're going to follow the same steps as we did before. The only difference is sometimes we have to move in a different direction. And that's something we'll figure out by trying the different directions until we get to that direction, to that proper direction that hits the axis that we want to hit. So what we're going to do here is I have highlighted the y-axis in blue. And first we're going to write our x-coordinate. So our x-coordinate comes first. Remember, just like in the ABC, x comes first. So we need to see where our point hits the x-axis. We do not need to draw an arrow because it is on the x-axis. This is my x-axis right here, so I see this is -3. And let's just make sure, 0, -1, -2. Yes, this is -3. Sometimes the numbers are written too close to each other. If you're not sure if it's -3 or -4, you can count. See which number belongs right here. Now we're going to go to the y-axis, and our y-axis is here written in blue, highlighted in blue. So I need to go from my point to see where it hits the y-axis. I see if I go up, I will not hit the y-axis. If I go down, I will not hit the y-axis. Excuse me. If I go this direction, I will not hit the y-axis. So I must go this direction. And now I hit it right over here. What number is this? Well, this number is not written, but this is 0. 0 has to go here because this is 1 and this is -1. In between 1 and -1 comes 0. Also, I know this has to be 0 because when a point is on the x or y axis, the other number, one of the numbers has to be 0. This one is -3, this has to be 0. So, this is how we can use arrows and visuals to help us write coordinates. If you have found this helpful, you will definitely want to click on the links below and check out my other my worksheets that I've created with visuals, and give your students the supports they need. This is great. These worksheets are great to use after the mini lesson and guided practice. Well, you could even use some of them for the guided practice, and students can work until they feel like they understand what's going on with the patterns, or use the visuals to help them. Please click on the links, Amazon, Teachers Pay Teachers, follow me on Pinterest, and make sure you hit the subscribe button and notification bell. Please check out my other videos. Click on the links. Thank you.